is up, YouTube pipe community? How's everybody doing today? Yeah, it's another bonus video. This one's going to be pretty special to me. Before I get into that, though, I am Sonny. You're watching Sonny the Piper, and this is the Shire Shed. If you're new to the channel, would love if you would consider giving a like and subscribe. If you're not new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, what are you doing with your life? Subscribe. Hit the button. Or don't. Whatever. That's fine. Welcome to the Shire Shed. I am currently enjoying the tail end of some Cornell and Diehl anthology in my trusty estate Peterson 301. Restored this baby. It didn't really take much. I love this pipe. It is an absolute tank. It's a workhorse, and man, does it ever get a work out. Those of you who have watched the channel for a little bit, probably noticing a bit of a different camera angle. No real reason for it. I just felt like changing things up. That's the benefit and curse of having ADD. I hope you enjoy. Let me know in the comments what you think if you've watched this channel for any amount of time. If you like this one better or you like the other one better. Really makes no difference to me. I was just entertaining myself. So, one more thing I want to get to before we get into this video. Told you what I'm smoking. What are you smoking? And what are you smoking it in? I would love to know. I like to see what everybody's into, especially at different times of the year. And I mean, I'm usually into the same like 5 blends given the season. They change by the season, but yeah, what are you smoking? What are you smoking it in? What are you drinking? I'm drinking some coffee. Specifically, I'm having it's Dunkin' Donuts medium roast, K-cups. Nothing special, nothing crazy, but it's delicious. It's a simple coffee. So, why are you here? Why am I here? Well, today I'm going to be doing a video, and it's going to be a video response to Hobbiton Piper Kevin. And no, if you've watched this channel in the last several months, it's not going to be that kind of video response. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's probably best that you don't. If you do know what I'm talking about, it's not going to be that. I want to start out by saying Hobbiton Piper is one of my favorite channels on YouTube. Kevin is an absolutely fantastic presenter. He's a guy that I would like to just sit down and have a glass of whiskey with and hang out with, and honestly, I feel like he and I would be best friends. Not only because of our love of pipes, but because of our love of Lord of the Rings and fantasy. I mean, I've got a Lord of the Rings cover for my Kindle. Who does that? I've got Lord of the Rings crap all the way around here. This is called the Shire Shed. So I think Kevin and I would be really good friends. Kevin, if you see this, shoot me an email if you want. I'm really hoping that you're going to be at the Columbus Pipe Show in August. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to sit down and have a drink with you. So specifically, the video that I'm doing a response to on Hobbiton Piper's channel is how to choose the blend for you. I watched this video a few days ago, and I absolutely agreed with so much of it, and I thought that I could maybe contribute a little bit more from my standpoint and from my experience so far. I've been smoking a pipe for, I want to say, 15 years or so. There were a lot of points that Kevin hit on that, I mean, were just dead on, and I'm going to cover those. So Kevin, I love your channel. I love what you're doing. You seem like the sweetest person on the planet. And if you do end up watching this, first of all, thank you, and keep doing what you're doing, man. I love the vibe of your channel. I love what you're doing, and you're a very, very wise individual. So let's kind of get into this. Kevin hits on a lot of points, and one of the biggest things is he points out pipe journey. And if you've been smoking a pipe for a week, if you've been smoking a pipe for a year, 10 years, 20 years, you've probably heard that phrase tossed around, pipe journey. What does that mean? Pipe journey, in describing this hobby and describing this means of relaxation, pipe journey could not be a better synopsis for what this is. I personally compare it to in The Hobbit, and yeah, I'm going to do a Lord of the Rings comparison. What do you expect? In The Hobbit, and I'll reference the movies since most people probably put a visual to that a little easier. When the dwarves and Gandalf basically come to try and recruit Bilbo to take their home back and get the heart of the mountain from Smaug. And they're going over like, oh yeah, Smaug, he's a fire-breathing dragon, melt the flesh from your bones. And Bilbo's initially, he's like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, are you crazy? Are you out of your frickin' mind? No. What's wrong with you? Get out of my house. Well, then he starts to think about it. And I believe that he realizes that he's never going to get an opportunity like this. And he ends up deciding, I'm going on an adventure. And then he goes. And he ends up learning a whole lot about himself. He ends up learning a whole lot about the world. Gets all kinds of life experiences. Now, why am I bringing this up? Well, Kevin points out that this is a pipe journey. Pipe journey, essentially, is learning things as you go. It's literally a quest for discovery, a quest for knowledge. And how do you pick the blend that you know you're going to love forever? Well, that's such a personal thing, and Kevin touches on that. How do you choose your favorite blend? That is such a personal thing. And it's almost like when you buy your first house with the intent of, you don't have any plans on moving out of that house or selling it anytime soon. You want to get something that you know is going to be something you love for a very, very long time. And for those of you that haven't bought a house before, I would compare it also to buying a car. You don't want to get something that's just going to be, just a dink around kind of thing. I mean, if that's what you're in it for, if that's what you need, whatever, fine. But I'm talking like you're setting out to buy something that you want to keep around for a long time. And you don't want to make the mistake of getting something that maybe you didn't research enough, or maybe you didn't spend enough time with, or whatever the case is. Pipe tobacco and picking your favorites is kind of like that in a sense. I know those are extreme compared to. I mean, realistically, at the end of the day, this is pipe tobacco compared to buying a house. Come on, that's apples and oranges, but not really, in the sense that you still want to make the right decision. You don't want to have any regret. You don't want to have buyer's remorse, so to speak. So Kevin actually says something that I think is so poignant and astute, and it's oh, what does he say? Aggressive discovery phase. I went through it, Kevin went through it, and I'm sure thousands upon thousands of pipe smokers have gone through this same exact phase in their pipe smoking journey. What is that? Well, at the beginning, you're like, holy crap, there's like a billion blends out here. Where do I start? And I know for me, I found one that smelled good, tasted pretty good, and I stuck with that for like 8 years, if not more. That was Captain Black. Well, that's fine. A lot of people end up doing that, especially the old timers. Kevin can attest to this as well. A lot of the old timers, they buy a tub of Prince Albert or Carter Hall and or Granger, and that's it. That was their tobacco. It's kind of like a cigarette smoker. Once they find their brand, they are loyal, man. Like, that is it. I'm a Marlboro Red guy. I'm always going to be a Marlboro Red guy, and nothing is ever going to change that. Pipe smoking now has evolved into something far greater, in my opinion, than anyone I think could have ever imagined. And Kevin touches on that as well. We tend to latch on to things that we are comfortable with. We as humans are creatures of habit. We're always going to be that. And the initial thought of wanting to branch out in and of itself is an accomplishment. That is saying, you know what, I don't want to pigeonhole myself into smoking this one thing for however long. I want change. And I just think saying or thinking that with the intent to follow through is admirable. So how do you get there? How do you get from, okay, I want to move into a new blend or new blends? And there's the question again. Where the hell do I start? I'm going to echo Kevin's suggestion here with some avenues to follow, basically. Step 1. Buy tobaccos in bulk. May be very tempting to get a tin, and that's fine. Get a tin of this or that, but if you're just starting your pipe journey, or you've been smoking one blend for a really long time and you're wanting to branch out a bit, buy a tin here and there. Focus more on buying in bulk. I'm talking 1 ounce bags. I've got specific websites that I can send you to, and if you need more, I will find them for you. All you have to do is email me, but I'll give you a few just to get started. Country Squire has some great house blends. Their pricing is pretty reasonable, and they have a very, very good variety of selection. Except for Green Dragon. As of the posting of this video, Green Dragon is out of stock, and I'm really upset about that because I had a pound in my cart and I was gonna get it, and then they anyway, I digress. John David, I'm talking to you, sir. Anyway, Country Squires 1. Smoking pipes, specifically search for their bulk blends. They may not sell them in 1 ounce, but I know they sell bulk blends in 2 ounce. 2 ounce all the way up to 16, and I think in some cases 24 ounces. Cup of Joe's. 4 Noggins. Although 4 Noggins, I heard their shipping is lacking lately, which isn't necessarily on them, that's on their courier. And pipes and cigars. I'm telling you, find the best deal out of all those websites because the prices tend to fluctuate up and down. But buy 2 ounces, 1 ounce of as much as you can afford comfortably to do. Read the description. Read the reviews. If you know, like me, that you're not going to like a blend that has Latakia in it, you'll know pretty quick. You'll also know if you're going to like it. Virginias tend to be sweet, grassy. Hey, if you know you're not going to like those flavors, I wouldn't write it off completely because when I first heard that, I was like, ugh, hay, grass? Why in the hell would I want to smoke that? That sounds gross. And then I tried it, and guess what? Virginias are some of my favorite blends ever. Just a couple examples off the top. Read the descriptions, read the reviews, get an idea, and buy like a handful of different kind of flavor profiles. Once you've done that, try them all, sit with them. Don't have one bowl and write it off. And this is echoing Kevin again. Don't have one bowl and write it off and go, oh, this tastes like crap, I'm never going to like this, I'm going to throw it away. Put it in a jar, let it sit for a month. Come back to it. Contrary-wise, don't have a bowl and go, this is my favorite bowl ever, or this is my favorite blend ever, and then immediately go on to Smoking Pipes and order a pound of it. Because a year later, you might try that again and it's the grossest thing you've ever had. Now, I will say, you will eventually get to the point where you will likely be able to read the description of a tobacco, of a blend, and you'll go, that's for me. Guaranteed, that's for me. And then order a pound, having never tried it. I've done it many times, and not a single regret. Not one. Not one. Now, many times is like 5-6 times. But I mean, really when you think about it, that's kind of a gamble in and of itself, because I spent probably anywhere from $40 to $50 on a pound of tobacco I'd never tried. On its surface, that's a gamble. However, I know my palate. I know what flavor profiles I'm going to like. And really all that boils down to is experience and trying different things. And most importantly, in my opinion, training your palate. You've got to train your palate. And I'll cover that in a whole nother video. That's going to be a whole nother video that's going to piggyback off of this one. Train your palate to pick out individual flavor profiles, individual notes. It's just like tasting food if you've ever worked in the culinary arts. It's just like tasting whiskeys or wines. It's the exact same concept, only you're doing it with smoke that's going into your mouth. It's a little different because smoke is, it's not physical. It's not a solid, it's not a liquid. So it's a little tougher to pick out the nuances, but train your palate. It will help you tremendously. And training your palate, you can do it when you're smoking, you can do it when you're eating, you can do it when you're drinking. Make it a conscious effort. Again, I'll cover that in another video. I could go on all day about palate training. But ultimately, what I'm getting at and what Kevin is getting at is try different things. You will, guaranteed, you will find a blend that you will fall in love with. And let's be real, you're probably going to find like 50 blends you're going to fall in love with. And that's fine. As long as you're paid, well, and that's fine. As long as your wallet can handle it. Don't be spending money on stuff that you shouldn't be. And I have to tell myself that as well. I have to take my own advice because I'm awful about that. I will go ham if I don't control myself because it's so easy. There's so much out there that sounds and looks so good that I want to go absolutely nuts. Mostly the phase I'm in right now is I'm cellaring crap like crazy because the government doesn't know when to not stick its frickin' mitts in everything. That's a whole nother thing. I could stand on that soapbox and holler and yell all day long. Most of you probably could as well. But I hope this video was helpful. I know I didn't really do much smoking, but I really, really enjoyed Kevin's video. I will put it in the description below. I'll put a link to his channel, and if it lets me, I'll put a link to his video, the one I'm doing the video response to in this video. Kevin's a wonderful, wonderful person, from what I can tell. I absolutely love everything about his channel. He's amazing. He's an amazing person. So go check his channel out. He's very informative. He's very well put together, and he's just a great presenter. So go check him out. Go check him out. I have no doubt that you'll find at least a handful of videos that you will find helpful. So that does it for this video today. I will, of course, be uploading my standard, regularly scheduled programming tomorrow, which will be bulk blends for the cheapskate. I'm not going to tell you what blend. You're just going to have to go watch it. So, with that said, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, but if you do, don't get caught. See you next time.